Hello and welcome to Brony Music History, episode 5. On today's episode, we're taking a bit of a break from convention, and we'll be interviewing someone who is a very important part of the music fandom, but isn't in fact a musician. They're one of the hardest working members of the fandom, including adminning Cider Party, Equestria Daily, Horse Music Herald, and their own compilation series, Brony Family. And in a lot of ways, they're well respected as the beating heart of the music promotion community. Please welcome Makenshi.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for all that you said. And hi everybody who's watching this video. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for watching. And yeah, you're awesome for watching it. And I love you all. And thank you, Rockfox, for inviting me to this interview. Like, it's a big honor. And yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. Well, I'm glad you're very welcome on the show, and yeah, I'm so glad you're here. Right, let's wind the clock back. How did you get into Pony?
Oh my god. So it was like in 2014. I was into many things, but one of the websites I was checking at the time had a post about anime ponifications, like artworks that has ponies in the style of anime. And it was so colorful, and I was like, okay, so apparently there's a whole community around this, and I'm in two communities already. I was into the Tuhu community, the Vocaloid community. It's other big communities creating tons of fan works every day. And so I was like, okay, so this community is mainly speaking English, so I can actually like interact with it, interact with the creators and the fan works. And so the show looked great, so I tried it out. I watched 3 episodes. I was sold 1,000 times, and so that's how it became a Brony in February 2014. And yeah, it was the start of something really wonderful. And my early Brony days were just wonderful, and just that spirit of early Brony discovery, of everything was. I was so obsessed. I mean, I still am, but I was so obsessed with ponies. Like when I went to work on bike, I was seeing the dawn, the sun, and I was thinking about Celestia, and I was thanking her for her son and stuff like that. When I visited a cider a brewery, I was thinking of Applejack, and I was well. It was just wonderful, and yes, and I actually got to watch the show at the same time as the community was starting with season 5, and same, just watching the show at the same time, live reactions, just that was just wonderful.
Yeah, well, and it's an interesting time to have been joining the family roughly at the start of season 5. I guess from at that point, the Brony fandom was very well established. You know, we'd already had sort of 4 years of fan creations by that point. Did the music side of the family did the music side of the fandom like initially interest you, or did you get into it through sort of other creative like fan works within Pony?
You mean if I was into playing music right away or not?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was kind of instant because, like I said, I was into other creative communities before, and I was already enjoying other fan-made music from such communities. And so, like for example, my Tuhu music folder is very big, and so I instantly recognized that it was another of those worldwide huge communities of fans making fan content. So I just instantly searched on YouTube, and I found Black Griffin. I found a couple of others, Party with Pinky from Alex S, and all the many classics. And so I was like, okay, I know what this is. It's just the same, but with colorful ponies and people talking in English, so I can actually interact with them. Yes. So yes, I became an instant fan of pony music because I just knew that it was fun music, and so I was like, okay, so now I can become I can interact with creators of fun music made about ponies. So yeah, I instantly began commenting and yeah, I'm trying to tell every pony who made pony music, tell them that I appreciate what they do, because I always dreamed of doing that.
Yeah, and so you bring up your comments on posts, and anyone who's been around pony music on YouTube knows that you're probably the most prolific commenter to ever grace this earth. So you've said that one of your aims is to encourage pony creators to make more music. I know for one, like personally, having sort of every time I see Makenshi commented, I'm like, oh, I got to pay attention to this song. Um,
Oh my!
yeah,
I'm so happy to hear that. I mean,
yeah,
that didn't make a difference. That's like I didn't know I never know actually if my comments are getting noticed by people, if people read them, if people see them. But if I can make someone smile, then that's the best thing that can happen. And if I can make someone enjoy a song more, that's even better. And yeah, I mean, it's all just expressing my feelings. So if others can see the passion and the love that I express, and if we can resonate with them, then all the better. And yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And I think it's one of the best things about the pony fandom, and something that basically everyone who's been on the show before has said, is that it's the sort of real human interaction that you don't tend to get with sort of more commercial music, where you're sort of just throwing things out into the ether because you have that community. Did you join a lot of the music communities around that time? I don't know if they would have been on Skype, or I don't know if Discord was around back then. Were you sort of in a lot of those communities, or more just like sort of seeing music from the outside?
So, in pony music,
Yeah,
like servers or something.
yeah, like in servers, or
Um,
I don't know, like
well, at
chat
the time,
rooms.
uh, it's true we were using Skype, and I remember that very early, well, from 2014 to 2016, I was not. I was commenting on songs, but I wasn't very involved in the Pony Music project yet. So I guess I was just mostly commenting, or maybe on Twitter a bit. But it was mostly like my interaction in communities were like on YouTube. My comment sections were my servers, if you want. But it's still the case. And it's only from 2016 that I joined Horse Music Herald, and we had our place on Skype, and then we moved to Discord. So it's only started at that point with Horse Music Herald that I really started getting in a group of people working about pony music, and yeah, so only from 2016. But yeah, it was. I remember the Skype days. Oh my gosh, that's so nostalgic right now. Skype, and we had our Horse Music Herald. I don't know how it's called, a group or a server there, a group on Skype, and it was I and then I remember the day we moved to Discord, and well, memories.
Yeah, yeah, and I definitely Discord just absolutely changed the way that we communicate as communities, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think many of us have fond memories of those Skype days. So you've mentioned Horse Music Herald. That's probably one of the projects you're best known for your involvement in. Can you walk us through how you got started, or sort of how you first heard about Horse Music Herald, and then how you started writing about them, or writing for them?
Okay, so that's going into some of my best Brony memories. So that's such fond memories for me because, well, it's. I hope I'm not gonna tear up during this interview, because whenever I think about it and how I feel for my teammates, it's just so emotional. But basically, in early 2016, House Music Herald got created in January, or in December of the last year. I don't remember. I think it was in January. And very early on, I noticed it, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's a website that's meant for promoting pony music. I'm a big fan of pony music. Okay, I have to apply. I have to contribute to it. So I remember I messaged Spectra, the founder, the co-founder on Skype, and we talked about it because yeah, I already talked to him about something else before, so that's how I got to talk about it. And actually at one point I was waiting for a reply, and then the next day, a reply came in, and okay, you might just be joining us, and oh, okay, thank you so much. Okay, 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 this is amazing, and that was like one of the best days of my life because I got accepted in the team, and I never forget this moment, and I'm really so thankful to my teammates of House Music Herald who accepted me in the team. That's like really that actually that might be the best memory. Well, I just say one of the best, but really it has a big impact on me. How I got into the team, and yeah, as starting from that, I made many posts for the site, and just working with my teammates every day, just talking in the server, being able to contribute to a bigger project for the community with people that I love dearly is just it was just some of the best bonus memories I have, and actually might be the best, and yeah, it's just wonderful. So that's how I got into House Music Herald, and yeah, it's I guess it all started from here.
Yeah, awesome. And obviously the diversity of pony music is absolutely phenomenal. How do you go when you're curating? How do you even sort of decide what is going to be featured on those sort of websites? Because I struggle to keep up with pony music, and like I absolutely adore this, but to keep up with it and then also decide, what's going to get featured and what's going to get spotlighted is just a whole nother level of analysis. How do you sort of think through that process?
I'll first start with it depends on the website because each website is different and has different rules and stuff. So on House Music Herald, it's a team and everyone is voting on the song to be featured. But lately there's less and less activity, so I'm just guessing on experience and history, and I'm just saying like, okay, so this song is likely to be approved anyway, so I'll approve it, and then it appear on the list to be posted, and our guest writers can post it, or I can post it. But yeah, these days it's more like I'm like, okay, I have to do this work because I'm kind of well, not as many people are active in the voting as before. So it's more or less on my, I'm more or less on my own to decide. On Equestria Daily, I'm on my own. And on Cider Party, it's not me who decides at all because it's also a teamwork, but we all have to respect the quality standard of the channels that are very high. And I, 99% of the time, I'm suggesting a song to be filtered, but it gets rejected because it doesn't match the quality of the channel. But that's just how things are. It's not my channel, so it depends. But if we are talking, for example, on our places where I can freely feature what I want, like just Equestria Daily, well, it's quite simple. To answer your question, it's more like we are a community of pony fans. We love ponies. We love fan-made music made by other fans who loves ponies and who dedicate their music to them because they love them. So I'm just like I'm subbed to pretty much every pony musician. So I just listen to everything that gets released in the community every day, and I'm like, okay, so this song, oh my gosh, this song has been made with a lot of heart towards ponies, with a lot of love, with a lot of passion. Okay, I love it, and I bet that other pony fans would love it as well. I bet that, oh my gosh, the community needs to see this. So if I feel that way toward a song, I will give it a solo post because I think that, yeah, I mean, I want to spotlight the fan works, the fan songs, the stuff made with love and passion that our community is making first and foremost. And also, I always regretted that often when I wasn't in charge on AQD, for example, when I was only part of the voting team, I kind of regretted that many smaller musicians, more obscure musicians, didn't get featured because of quality standards. That I mean, I didn't have much say in this. So I'm trying now that I'm in charge to give more views to the people who I think deserve it, because they make their music might not be the most high quality, well produced, well mixed stuff. I don't know, but what matters to me personally is the heart, is the feeling, is the pointiness of a song. Of I don't know, the relevancy of a song in regards to our community of fans. And now that I'm in charge, I'm taking the chance to give more exposure to this kind of smaller but very passionate musician. And so yeah, so those are the ones I would feature in priority. But of course, I always like even those that I don't feature in solo post, I feature in bonus music posts, so that they pretty much get the same view as anyway. So yeah, that's
cool.
basically just based on the I don't know how the relevancy of if other fans will like it, and if it's a good thing to post or not to share with the community, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, awesome. So so normally on the show, we have an artist play some of their own music. But obviously, Makenshi, you're not a producer. So instead, I got you to send me through a bunch of songs that you've really enjoyed from recently, and a lot of these are from those sort of smaller artists that you've been talking about. So let's play "Never Ever Free" by Spin Scissor. I have never heard of Spin Scissor before. Do you have anything you want to say about this track?
Well, this track is one of my favorites from him, but the thing is, Spin Scissor is one of the most active pony musicians of the moment, so definitely don't sleep on it. I mean, this will be your chance to find out about him. But really, this track is, well, for me, it's very emotional, and you might understand when you hear it. And it just has some kind of nostalgic spirit, although, yeah, it has an atmosphere as well, and I don't know, the music speaks for itself.
Cool. All right, well, let's give it a play. Oh yeah, that's fucking sick.
Gosh, oh my gosh. Now I'm rediscovering it on all the emotional moments. Like the melodies happening in the background, the kind of fading at the end, the effect on the vocals, and just and it's about the Everfield Forest. So there's a theme as well that is it's like you're exploring the forest, and it's very reminiscent of early pony songs. Like I don't know, it's with the I think that effect on the vocals is helping with it. It's a nostalgic aspect, and yeah, I don't. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I definitely agree that it really does sound like a lot of those early like sort of Pinkie Pie Swear and Glaze style vocals, but like with much tighter production. That actually like really stands up today. I mean, it was only produced recently, but yeah, that's a fucking good track. I'm subscribing to them after this. And I'll put links to all of the songs in this podcast in the description of the video and the description of the podcast link. So if anyone else wants to go and support those and support some smaller musicians, head check out the links in the bottom. So before we played that song, you were talking about how one of the things you like most about pony music is that it really has like a heart, a bit like a heart and soul, and also that you feel quite nostalgic for a lot of those early fandom hits. Why do you think that words? Why do you think that pony music has developed in such a way that it really does have its own character and that you can point at something and say, yes, that is pony music?
Well, it depends. I don't usually say that. I wouldn't be able to tell just this is funny. I mean, like for example, if someone were to share with me a pony track, and so it would be an instrumental, and I wouldn't maybe be able to tell that it's ponies, but if that person share with me and say, hey, I made this with Marshall because it depicts a certain episode where there's a part of the story where and then he tells me the context of how he made it and what the track is meant to express, to depict. Then I will enjoy it even more because I will say, oh, okay, so this track is about that part of that episode, and oh my gosh, I love that part too, and oh my gosh, I can feel how the instrumental now. I can see how it's pertaining to that part, and so that's I guess. There's also a bit of communication. I always read the descriptions of each track of pony music that I listen to, just in case the musician has something to say about it, like what it's about, and another of the tracks that I shared with you has that kind of amazing and wonderful, heartfelt backstory about what it's about in the description. So maybe I will talk about that later.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it's basically it's well, I can connect to other pony fans, and I just if they wanted to pay tribute to the ponies in their work, maybe music or art or something else, then I will appreciate it, and I will always love these people very much because well, we all can relate. We are all connected to the same passion about ponies. So yeah, that's how I see things anyway.
Yeah, awesome. And so on the topic of art, as well as being the world's number one YouTube video commenter, you're also quite an avid PMV maker. Did you discover PMVs? Actually, we haven't brought up PMVs on the show before, so can you explain to the audience what a PMV is?
Oh my gosh, I didn't expect that question. That's amazing. Okay, so a PMV pony music video is actually a video made with creative means to pay tribute to ponies. So it can use show scenes, it can use custom scenes made by hand, like you would put an image of a tree from the show, and then an image of a background, and then you would put ponies, and then there would be a story to it. So you can do pretty much what you want with video editing and image editing that you put in a video. And so you can tell a story, you can or just make a cool looking video with lots of ponies in it. That's cool too. So there's lots of different types of PMVs, and yeah, I mean it's another way to pay tribute to the characters we love. And yeah, I keep seeing amazing PMVs and other PMVs with Equestria Daily content that keep coming out and that looked amazing. I recently shared one of on my Twitter. That's really wow. It's the flow, the effects, the scenes, the custom scenes. And yeah, unfortunately, because of all my involvement in pony music promotion work, I don't have much time for my personal projects. So unfortunately, I don't make PMVs very often. My last one is, oh my gosh, it's been a while already. But if someday I'm getting inspired again by a certain episode or something, I might just make one and say, oh, screw it. Okay, now I make a PMV again. I make an animation or something. And just like with the episode with Starlight in her room, I saw that she had a guitar in her room, and so I was like, okay, I need to do something with that, and that's how I made a short animation about it. So yeah, it's all about using tools and softwares to create custom stories about the ponies, or like what we see in the show, and we don't see it happening in the show. Like what we want to see happening in the show, but we don't see it happening. Well, we can always make it happen with our own means and fan content. So that's one of the ways to make PMVs and other PMV animations and stuff.
Yeah, and so you'd come from a background in Toho Toho. Oh god, I don't know how to pronounce it. And sort of other I guess like anime and otaku fandoms. So anime music videos are quite common in there. Did PMVs sort of capture your attention because you were already familiar with the concept and you wanted to try something similar but just with pony?
It's something like that. Actually, I made IMVs before I found out about the Brony community, and because I was already used to video editing, I was like, okay, so there's people making PMVs in this community. That's something I can do. So I will contribute with this. And so I made a few PMVs, and because I was used to making them, at first I was using Sony Vegas, but now, thanks to the community who introduced me to it, I'm using After Effects, and that's I don't regret making the change because it's far more powerful. And yeah, so that's it was just something I could do with my own means. So that's how I said, okay, now let's. I guess I can do a few PMVs to contribute. So that's how I did it. And but really, all PMVs, I'm fan of PMVs not because of IMVs, but because it's just one other way to pay tribute to the show. So just like for pony music, it's just something else. Other fan works I'm appreciating.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. So let's talk about you personally, and like, because obviously you listen to all types of music. But Evershade asks, do you have a favorite genre of music in the fandom?
I saw that question on Twitter. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Evershade. My answer is gonna be disappointing. I don't think I have a favorite genre because I mean I listen to all types of genre and all types of music, and it will depend. Sometimes some genre is I will like it even more than another, but it might just be because of a certain song. So I wouldn't say I have one favorite. However, my favorite genre in general is soundtrack, and like soundtrack from games or anime or the show. And so it doesn't have to be a soundtrack of a pony game or like a pony fan game, but I guess tracks, pony music that sound a bit like soundtrack or like the soundtrack tracks I know. I guess those will be my favorite. I guess because they will remind me of the soundtrack I appreciate. So I was like, okay, this kind of track has a kind of soundtrack vibe to it. and I always love those tracks very much in a special way because of that. And so I guess those will be my favorites. But
Cool.
it's quite rare. But yeah, so that's my answer.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, so it's good you brought up the actual soundtrack of the show. We've seen remixes of My Little Pony under every single genre under the sun. We've seen remixes of show songs in every genre under the sun. Why do you think we've why do you think the show still continues to be a source of inspiration? Well, like specifically the show's soundtrack continues to be a source of inspiration for so many people in the fandom. And yeah, why do you think that is?
The first thing that comes to mind, it's quite simple, but passion, simply passion, passion of people who keep want to remix the song because they love them, and they love the show. So they keep having that inspiration that I believe will never fade. I mean, we will always be passionate about ponies. We will always want to remix the song or pay tribute to them in any way we can. So I guess musicians will remix songs. But the other reason might just be because the songs are really like high quality, like catchy and stuff. Like I don't know, Daniel Ingram made such amazing music, and every time I have like one of the songs from the show in my head. I have it playing, and it's just so catchy, and it makes me smile because I remember the pony singing it and the moment in the episode. So I guess it's the remixes are kind of extending the happy pony moments. So I guess we will always want to see more of that. So that's how remixes will keep getting made.
Yeah, cool. All right. So earlier you were talking about a song that the description really spoke to the song itself and why it was a pony song. Which one was that?
It was the one that is called Heart to Heart.
Heart to Heart. All right, by Thunder Dash. Okay,
Yeah.
so talk us through why this song felt special to you, and also give us a background of the story the description told.
So I was already subbed to Thunder Dash for a while, but I saw that new upload, and so I was like, oh, okay, so let's see what's because that musician used to put a lot of heart in their songs. So I checked the description, and oh my gosh, and I read the description, and the description is just the same as a message from a My Little Pony episode. Like it's just the same vibe, the same magic. It was talking about friendship, about trust, about love, and I was reading that, and it felt just like watching an episode. And then I listened to the song, and the song is like a piano improv. So it's like the musician just sat on behind their piano and was like, okay, I want to spread the magic of friendship from the show. I want to spread all this wonderful positive message. So I just tried to play a piano piece about it, and so they did it. And just hearing that piece and try to imagine the musician's feelings and remembering the descriptions. That's just such a distant feeling that there's only in fan music because you can relate to other fans, and yeah, it's just that's just wonderful. And yeah, so it really the descriptions is like a part of the song in a way because there's that story to it. So yeah, so every pony who listens to it, I recommend to check out the description, and you will see for yourself how lovely it is. And yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, let's play Thunder Dash Heart to Heart. And there we go, Heart to Heart by Thunderdash. Whoop, there's another song. Okay, so you're from France, right? That's yeah. So have you had much interaction with the French Brony community?
Not really, actually. Just one time I went at an anime convention, and so I was because I was like so obsessed with bronies. I went there with a brony shirt with Dashi on the shirt, and I was surprised because I didn't expect that there would be any bronies there, especially since our own town. I mean, no one knows about ponies in here. No one knows about the brony community. But I went there, and then a few people actually noticed my shirt and said, "Oh, it's Rainbow Dash! It's Rainbow Dash! Oh my god!" And I was like, "Oh, damn! Oh my gosh! That might be just other Pega sisters or bronies." And oh my gosh! And I actually met like four bronies and Pega sisters there. And they actually reached out to me, and then we talked, and then we took a photo together. So maybe those were, yeah, those were the only time I got to interact with some of the French Brownie community. But aside from that, I can't say I'm in any servers or I'm not active in the French community because I believe that for once that we have one single language that everyone in the world can understand, we should use it because then we can talk with more people, we can be more together. So I think that it will be better if everyone will just unite in one language that everyone understands, so that it's one big family, one big community. And but yeah, maybe some people don't speak English very well. So, but yeah, I know a few websites in French though, and it's also great that they're doing that as well. I kinda wish I would get involved as well, but I can't do everything. So, yeah, I gotta choose to do just some things, and I will trust the rest to the others. And
Yeah. Okay, so you haven't had much interaction in real life with the French fandom, but you did attend BronyCon 2019. Can you tell us the story about how that eventuated? Because that was your first. Was that the first Brony convention you'd attended?
still only one, and it just was like the best weekend of my life because I always dreamed about it ever since ever since I became a brony. I would watch vlogs of famous bronies attending BronyCons, like stuff from AC Race Best. I think you know the name, and there's one of his vlogs about BronyCons when he and Cyberspark are in the elevator and just they talk about Lauren Faust and how they are thankful to her and everything. And they open the door of the elevator and Lauren Faust comes in. And they were like, oh my god, they were freaked out. And so I was watching videos like this, and like one other video, they are hanging out in the lobby with Emma Larson and having cocktails with him, and it's just so that atmosphere of being with show staff and the other fans is just so special and emotional. Just being able to interact with like that. So ever since those days, it was my dream to be at one of those real life events as well. And so how it happened? So I was like, okay, it would be great if I could go to a pony convention, but at the time I didn't have money. I didn't. I wasn't employed. I was still looking for a new job. So I was unable to go. So I didn't have. I couldn't afford the flight and everything. So I sadly couldn't go. And then I got someone asking me, "Hey, so what would you need to go to BronyCon?" So I said, "Oh, I just a lot of luck because I need to find a job real quick and just start getting money." And they said, "Okay." And so some time passed, and then all of a sudden, one day I wake up and I see someone made a GoFundMe for like to gather funds to make for my trip to BronyCon. So I was like, and I was just crazy. I mean, I kind of freaked out for a moment, and then we talk in PMs and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, but wait, I can't accept money because the thing is, I'm like, I have real trouble with accepting money because it took a while, but I said okay, then I guess I should accept it, and everyone said okay, yeah, you should and stuff. So, but that's still so crazy. I mean, and thanks to that, I got able to go to BronyCon because well, that GoFundMe was a success, and with that money, I could afford the flight and the hotel. And so I just say again, I just take the chance to say again, thank you so much to every pony who donated. And yeah, I simply wouldn't have been able to go to BronyCon for the first time without this help. And so yeah, it was just such a wonderful 4 days weekend. Like meeting every pony. One of my favorite moments was just like sitting in the plaza in the crowd, not, just being on my own, but like there was tons of bronies all around me, and I wasn't talking to anyone especially, but I was here just among so many others, brothers and sisters, so many others of my family, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm here, I'm in Equestria with so many other ponies around me, and that was just this is just the best. It's just the best, and yeah, just the best weekend of my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a lovely story, and that convention atmosphere. There is nothing else like it. The you online doesn't come close just to replicating just how like the insane energy it is to be in a con in real life. And I'm so glad that you, as someone who's had like such a subtle but such an important influence on the Brony community, that people banded together to get you to BronyCon, because yeah, like I couldn't think of anyone more deserving in the music scene to have gotten that support. And I just want to talk about one thing that we were talking about sort of before the show in messages. So I initially said that you're a bit of an influencer, like in inverted commas, in the pony music scene, because I do genuinely think that, you know, with the fact that you curate for Equestria Daily, and you curate for Horse Music Herald, and you know, you have input on Cider Party and that sort of thing, that in a lot of ways you have quite a lot of power to expose music that might not otherwise get exposure to a lot of to other people in the fandom. But I know you personally, you said that you weren't a big fan of the influencer label. How do you feel about being able to sort of share your passion and share the sort of love you have for all of the music that you find, and sort of have that role of being someone who like really encourages people to push themselves to do better and make more music?
So how I feel about it, I feel the utmost gratitude for it because it's really a wonderful opportunity. I'll always be thankful for it. Like for my house music herald teammates accepting me in the team, for my Cider Party teammates accepting me as the new manager of the channel, and for the previous curator of Equestria Daily's pony music section to invite me to be the new one. So for all of these opportunities, I am just so insanely thankful because it's just a wonderful chance right now to be able to share, like you said, to share those things, to share those pony fan works that I love and that I think others will love too, and to be able to express my passion with a wider audience. That's that's an honor and a golden opportunity that I'm so thankful for it. Like, well, it's always hard to tell if my articles are actually being read because I don't often get comments or people telling me feedback about them. So on my everyday, I'm just like, okay, I'm writing this article with love as always, and I'm like, okay, so I hope some people will read it. Maybe some people will get this reference that I'm putting there. Maybe some people will relate to the passion I'm having with that certain part and stuff. But I never know if it actually happened or not because I may see the views, of the post, but I don't have any responses. So I'm like, okay, so is my work actually, are my words actually read or not? But I guess they are, but at least by a few people. So even if there's only a few, even if I don't know them, I'm glad I could share that with them, and I'm glad that if they can relate to what I felt, then that will be goal succeeded. And yeah, so I actually feel a lot of gratitude because it's really amazing, and I write each of my articles with love, and I always hope that other people might feel the same powerful emotion I feel with certain songs.
Yeah, and it's one of the little quirks of being like such an internet-based fandom that you don't often get that like that sort of real feedback of people commenting and noticing, because you're just sort of throwing things out into the ether, and you know, not everyone comments on videos and not everyone comments on articles, but I think a lot of people see it, and it's just impossible to like quantize how much impact you're having. But I just think that like if people are willing to crowdfund you to get to BronyCon, I think that in itself says that people are reading your messages and people are appreciating what you're doing. And I mean, like that, and also like, I mean, personally, like, yeah, every time I see one of your comments, and when on the times you commented on my videos as well, it's been such an encouragement. And yeah, it's one of those sort of little things where like every single comment makes a little difference, and when you add all of them together, the cumulative impact is just phenomenal. So you did mention Cider Party in just then, and you got a Cider Party pillow behind you, I think.
Let's see.
There we go.
I can just maybe I can do this.
Oh yeah, this is the Pony Cave. My gosh.
So there's the pillow. I have a mug as well. This I got from BronyCon. And yeah, the pony wall is actually here. But we don't see very well, but there's a lot of pony posters and stuff. So it's all handmade. And yeah, I print all my posters myself. So yep.
And for those listening, on the podcast, there is no room. I can't see the wall on Makenshi's wall. It's all posters. Yeah. My gosh. So many posters, so many figures, so many plushies. So Shyfire asks, why did you found Cider Party? And I think that's a bit of a misconception. So you didn't actually found Cider Party, did you?
Nope. So actually, I'll take this chance to tell a bit to tell people about some Brony history with how Cider Party was made, and just
yeah.
Well, the different phases of Cider Party.
I really want to do a full history of Cider Party at one point, like with Spiky Wikey and Hacked. So I think that is definitely on the cards. So maybe just talk about your involvement with Cider Party, and when you got involved.
So I'll just say that Cider Party was started 7 years ago. So first it was Spiky Wikey, who aka Tacos, who is actually the real founder of Cider Party. So I was a big fan of that channel ever since that time. I remember I became a fan of Cider Party when there was only like 3-4 videos on the channel. So I was really there from the start, and I was a big fan of it. So I followed it, and then Hack became in charge at some point. And then at some point, they needed a new video editor and bartender. So me and my other Horse Musical teammate joined in to help with. I did the video template, and so at one point, someone said, "Hey, actually, the one who's taking care of the videos should be the manager. It should be the bartender." And that was the one they were talking about because I made the template, and I was like, wait, wait. I was looking at the chat and I was like, wait, is that really considering me to be the bartender of Cider Party? That had never crossed my mind. So and then one other of my teammates followed up with, yeah, I think Makenshi is more than fit for the role. And I never forget that line. Hacked, if you see this, I love you so much for saying that because wow, I mean that means so much to me that someone would say that about me, would entrust me with it. So starting from that, they all said, yeah, why not? Yes, you can be. And then I was like, well, I did a double take because I couldn't believe what was happening. But yeah, that's another of my best memories of being a brony is the day when I became a bartender at Cider Party or manager if you want. And I never forget that day. And then I made a comeback video, and it started from there. And it was in June 2017. And yeah, I've been taking care of the uploads since then.
Yeah, cool.
And like I said, I can't post all that I want because the channel is only posting electronic music, and it's only for the high quality stuff. The channel is very elitist. But I do every of my uploads with love, and yeah, I still take. That's just another way to promote some funny music, and yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna repurpose Shy-Fire's question as well. So in May this year, you debuted a new compilation called Pony Family. We have a lot of compilations in the fandom at the moment, and it does seem that as a fandom we are moving more towards having music more centrally located on compilations instead of being more decentralized and sort of promoting it through like the big hit with the Equestria Daily feature and that sort of thing. What inspired you to start Pony Family, and what's your sort of ethos behind it? Why? Yeah, why? What do you think makes Pony Family different to the other compilations?
So the thing is, I heard that like you said, some people only follow Pony music through compilation albums because maybe it's easier to download or something. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's not fair because there's a lot of the daily Pony music that is so amazing, but that is not included in compilation albums most of the times because they don't make the quality cut. So I was like, oh, but that's so sad. Those people will never get to hear that awesome Pony music. So ever since then, I had the idea of fixing that with my own compilation album series, where there will be all that other awesome funny music made by the day by musician, but kind of like the smaller musician who don't get or don't submit to bigger compilation album series, and so they will at least be there on Bandcamp, and so that the pony fans who are into like more what I'm into as well, more the pony fan more than the high quality music, and then they can just follow that with my albums. So they can just download every album, and they will have the best of well, what I think or what I personally created, and they will just have that of the last few months. So it's a good way, another way to keep up with all of that daily pony music and pony fan art. So yes, that's kind of the goal, to give more exposure for the people to only check music through Bandcamp. So
Yeah.
they have everything there, they have a place there, and yeah. So and it's also another goal of the project is kind of to change the world and make it more like Equestria, because I think that this world needs more love and more kindness, and I try to spread all those values from the show, but I try to spread them as well with this project. It's kind of an extension of the show. It's kind of our own pony family, our own main six. Like every pony who feel connected to these values, to the values from the show, to the love that we share, to the passion for ponies, they can just join my project, and we can all be a happy family together. And I know that sounds cheesy, but I really believe it, and I really love every pony so much.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. And it's I guess part of it as well is sort of getting that sort of amateur level producers who might not sort of be like really punching it as high as to make it to Ponies at Dawn as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's put the big nostalgia goggles on it and look back at your entire time in Pony. Where do you think you'd be without the fandom?
Where do I think I'd be if I didn't become a brony?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I'd be just into the same things I were before. Maybe I would have found out about new things, other things. I, um, I always be passionate about many things because even before ponies, I was I still am passionate into many other things. So I think passion will still be the biggest part of my life. But the thing is, one thing that the brony community helped me develop, showed me, is the power of love. Because before I found out about the community, I guess I wasn't as much into like love, or I was always like I was always kind to others and stuff. But with the brony community, I felt like for the first time, I felt like, okay, this is a whole community I'm gonna consider like a family. And I actually found out that you can actually feel love, give love to many people, like as many people as you want, and it can actually grow exponentially every day, and you really feel it, and it gives you so much happiness just to see the others happy. So that's something I'm really grateful about for the towards the Brony community, because I found out about that power of just loving people and just giving love to others and without expecting anything in return. And so I guess if I didn't become a brony, I wouldn't have that. So yeah, but I'd still be passionate about many things. But yeah, I guess I wouldn't have all my brony posters. But yeah, but I guess yeah, I just have found other ways, others. Maybe I would have been involved in another community, but really, this one is special because of the single values of the distinctive values of friendship, and all the positivity and the love. It's wonderful.
And that
So,
and
yeah.
that is I think that is an awesome way to sum up your time in Brony. Like, I personally, and I think many listeners in the audience would really empathize with that, because I think that's what I found in the fandom as well, and I'm sure for you listeners that you probably might feel the same, because like really the values of the show and friendship and love really does all unite us, and I think that's a beautiful way to finish the interview. I have one final question. So question I try to ask all of my guests is, who would you like to hear interviewed on the show next? And for context as well, Makenshi was actually suggested by a listener, by several listeners. So if you in the audience want to hear someone like Makenshi interviewed on the show, please send me a message, and we'll try get onto it. So yeah, Makenshi, who do you think's got a good story to tell?
So first, I'd just like to say, take my chance to say to those who actually suggested me, thank you so much for that. It's a big honor, and thank you for actually giving the idea to interview me. That's just wow. And then, who would I recommend? Well, I'm such a fan of so many musicians, so I want to recommend many people actually. It's kind of hard to pick just one. Uh, I guess I could recommend one of my favorite active pony musicians. That would be either Brilliant Venture, or Toronto Rock, or Look Rock, or Spin Scissor, or Thunderdash, who we heard before. Then, oh my gosh, I could just say so many names, but I should probably, um, or just I could just say all of my teammates. Uh, well, I think any basically I want to hear the story of someone who's like who has a lot to say about maybe what they make to pay tribute to the ponies, or how they feel towards the ponies. But basically anyone who has been a big contributor, or has showed a lot of passion in the community. Any one of those people I mean, it doesn't have to be a big name or whatever. It's just someone who loves pony and who just spreads love and spreads kindness. Any of those wonderful people will get all my yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think there's so many people that fit the bill of people that spread love and friendship. So I definitely think we're going to be finding some more of them soon. All right. Where can people find you if they want to follow your work?
I'm posting the daily pony music on Equestria Daily's pony music section. So my post on Equestria Daily. Then there's the videos I made for cider parties, the post I made for horse music Herald. And then, when I do make a PMV, it will be on my YouTube channel. When I do make a pony real life work, it will be on my DeviantArt. And then I'm also active on sharing pony things on my Twitter. So yeah, I mean, if you want to like see other awesome pony things made by pony musicians or pony artists or pony music video editors, then you can check my Twitter because I'm often sharing them, and I'm also spreading love. And I mean, just yeah, I mean, if you want your own corner of Equestria, you know you can always have it with me. And we listened before to the song Heart to Heart. And one of its moral is that having heart to heart with friends to help you and stuff. So I just want to add that any pony who wants to have a heart to heart, who wants to talk about their issues, and who I might help with something, or maybe just by listening, well, I will always listen to you. So you can just come to me anytime. And just anyone, you will always get nothing but love from me and from Pinky.
Yeah, awesome. All right, what a fabulous place to leave the interview. Thanks everyone for listening. This has been episode 5 of Brony Music History. I'm RockFox. You can follow me on Twitter at RockFoxDJ. You can follow me on YouTube where I play pony music and commercial music as well, also at RockFoxDJ. And you can follow this podcast on Spotify, on YouTube, or you can add it to your favorite podcast player with the XML in the description of either of those videos. I'll also be performing a horse music nostalgia set, playing exclusively 2011 to 2014 pony music hits this weekend for Ponyfest 5. If you saw my set at the second Ponyfest, you'll know what to expect. And yeah, now that I've been doing this show, I've been researching even more music. And discovering some big hits, but also some gems that you might have forgotten about. So, I guess keep tuned to my Twitter and keep tuned to the Ponyfest Twitter. That'll be in 4 or 5 days after this video airs. Let's finish with a song. So you mentioned Brilliant Venture in your outro. So let's play Sensations by Negative, which is Negative Space, which is an alias of Brilliant Venture. Released on A State of Sugar Biscuit. And I'll see you later, everyone. Goodbye and brohoof.